What is up, everyone? Welcome to Triple Threat. My name's Allison. We got Ken Hamlett in the house. We're your co-hosts for the show. So, we've got 3 awesome comedians booked for tonight. We basically gave them a list of shit that they could choose from out of that list. So they were supposed to pick 3 acts. And we're going to go through some rounds. Each comedian gets 1 act per round. And then Ken and myself and you guys get to help us score their acts. And there might be some roasting throughout.
Oh, you forgot the extra important thing, Allison.
You want to tell them?
The habanero pepper. You can eat a pepper. So we have a habanero pepper, which is the maximum amount of points that you can get. A Thai chili pepper, which will get you about 5 points. And then also, what was it? Jalapeno? Jalapussy pepper, I think is what they're calling it. That's like if you want to kind of try, but not really go that hard, you get some extra points for that one. I guess we'll give you a point or 2 or something.
That one feels like it's like you're already winning and you just want to show off and like kind of get a couple extra points.
Like, I guess I'll get some points. Like, whatever.
All right. So yeah, we've got some amazing comedians booked tonight. I believe our show order is going to be Andrew Horniman coming up first. There's Andrew.
Where are you coming from, Andrew?
I'm coming from another dimension. No, Austin, Texas.
We also have some comics high on LSD tonight, apparently. So.
No, that's just his normal laugh. Andrew Horniman, Austin, Texas comedian, soon to be a Tucson comedian again, heading there this weekend, right?
Yeah, I'm moving.
He's like, I'm getting out of this shit. I'm going where it's open.
Well, you'll see, like, look, like, there, bam.
I see packing's gone well.
He's also not moving for another year, so that's
stop. I'm moving tomorrow.
Oh, man.
I mean, cleaning tonight. Gonna take some meth and just scrub some stuff.
Why is meth the recurring theme on this show?
Is it? Yes. I'm not gonna take meth. I have like 2 energy drinks and I'm just like,
oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay. Well, there we go. Andrew Horniman, our resident meth head for the show. We book at least 1 a week. Our next comedian up is gonna be Carter Anderson. Carter, what's up?
Hey, great to see you guys again.
Hell yeah. Carter is
on a new show, man. This is nice. It's a nice little setup you got here. It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carter is the host of In the Meantime, and he booked both of us on that show, and that's actually how Ken and I met.
Yeah.
It's a really good show. It's actually the 2nd best rated show on Money in the Bank Productions. So that's
behind Triple Threat.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
I feel like
really
that's
cool.
that's incorrect, but I'm not gonna correct you on your own show. It's fine. It's fine. You do what you do.
We're 1.1 episodes in and we're already beating Carter.
Like you're getting your information from Yahoo News, but it's fine. Okay. Whatever.
Oh my goodness.
Good to have you on, Carter. It's good to have the 2nd best show on. So put your hands together for Carter, y'all.
Hopefully we can cross promote and get you some more viewers. There we go.
Yeah. Hey, make sure you log in to watch Carter's show. I mean, if you want to watch the 2nd best, that's really good.
It's on Fridays night, so it doesn't compete.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, and our 3rd comedian is texting while performing. We got Matt Banwart here. Did I say it right?
That is correct. That is how you pronounce my first name. It is Matt. Yes.
Matt. We had to go over pronunciation of the name before the show. It's a difficult one.
Yeah, and I'd like to shout out my corporate sponsor, Big Kmart, for helping me out.
He's sponsored by Big K and the state of Iowa, which is the state behind him, because no one recognizes it. So.
Two things that don't matter anymore. That's good.
Both of which have gone out of business.
Yeah. After the caucus ends, Iowa goes back to being irrelevant for 4 years.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here.
It's really cool to have the only thing out of Iowa that's ever shipped out of Iowa. So that's cool.
It's the people. You send a lot of people out of our state.
The only man to escape from and then choose to return to Iowa.
That's like going through the Underground Railroad and then coming back just because.
Yeah, I crossed the Mason-Dixon. Where am I? Iowa? Never mind.
Oh my goodness. So we have our scoreboards up. This is what it's going to look like after each round when everyone's gotten their scores. For the audience that's paying attention on Facebook, we have a 1 through 3 point scoring system. So after each comedian goes, you guys can add in the chat, I believe, of the live stream video, you can add what you think that score should be for that person. And if they choose to do a hot pepper for any of their rounds, then that score is added separately afterwards. So we ready, guys?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Andrew, you're up first. What you got for us for your first one? Oh.
This on? This on? This goddamn
go.
on? Okay. Yeah, this is a mic. I miss just doing this. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hey, Andrew,
This is funny. What?
make sure you move closer to the Walgreens that you're connecting to their internet to.
That was funny. Son of a bitch. Let me do my act, which is just a quarantine story. You said I could talk about a quarantine story. So this is like a loose end because I'm just losing my mind. And
You've had it before?
Look. I had more. You can lose more of what you think you didn't have.
That wasn't an incoherent sentence at all.
For wisdom.
Let me start. I gotta start. This is how I do new material in front of an audience. It doesn't go well, and so I just yell at them and berate them until it gets somewhere.
We'll let you tell your story, Andrew.
This is the closest to my sanity, and there's 2 bits. If this one doesn't go, I'm gonna do another one. Okay. Ooh, son. Okay, calm down. Focus. I'm in my zone. I'm appreciating. Ooh, I hear background. Okay, I'm appreciating HEB a lot more. There's a nice HEB that carries my vegan sausage that I like a lot. But then there's the HEB that's close to me. And since the quarantine, my car doesn't work. And so I'm forced to just walk to the HEB that's close to me. And I talk a lot, and I didn't realize how much I appreciated all the workers at that. I call it the ghetto HEB, or I'm the whitest person here, but I didn't realize I had a lot of, because that's the HEB I go to buy really cheap Fig Newton bars, but they're the off-brand, so they're just fig cookies. And so I get these fig. That's where I get the fig cookies in a 40 and enjoy my night. And I go and I didn't realize how much I appreciated Amy. She's the one that, like, she's changing her look. Like, I don't know if she's experimenting with her gender or her color of her hair. Sometimes she had a goatee. I don't know if that was on purpose or hormones. But I loved her. And then the quarantine happened and became this war zone. And I got to see, like, and I forgot to tell you, there's Brockton. I'm changing the names. I can't. I don't. If I go too ethnic, I sound racist. So and maybe it's not relatable for this crowd. So let's call this guy Brockton. I have a crush on Brockton, and I noticed that he's like working his way up to management. So every 3 months he has a different colored shirt, and then then so then when quarantine happened, I got to see these people put on like their soldier gears and their masks, and I didn't think I could have the connection that I did before. But Amy was there, and she was really happy. I didn't know if she had the goatee because she had the mask on, but she was like, yeah. I'm like, you're a soldier now. She's like, yeah, I didn't ask for this. I just wanted to have a paid job, but I guess I'll just do what I'm doing. And I'm like, yeah, but you're taking it with so much grace, and I appreciate you. She's like, thank you so much. Now, where do you want these bananas? Now, I bought a lot of bananas because they're cheap. And now, and then I come back to HEB, and they have this whole plexiglass. And there was this new woman. I didn't know her name, or she was a girl. She was like, just like an annoyed 15-year-old girl. She's fine. She's immune, but she might kill people. But she was really irritated because she was just yelling at people, being like, hey, you got to stand 6 feet away. Because, that's the only power she has in her world. It's just yelling at people to be 6 feet away. So she's like, you got to be 6 feet away. You got to. And then she was yelling at me. And before the quarantine, I would have hated this woman. But then I realized, oh, this is her power. She's getting paid $10 an hour. It's basically, she's doing community service. And so I just look at her deep in my heart and say, you want to kill me, don't you? And then she smiles and looks at me and says, not anymore.
Oh my God.
That's my story. That's my rant, whatever you call it.
I am such an Andrew Horniman fan.
I didn't know what was going on in there. I think meth took a hold of that story.
Close Encounters of the Meth Kind. That's what that was. Andrew's ghetto HEB kind of story.
Hey, make sure the crowd that's watching right now, make sure you vote in the comments right now as we continue to shred Andrew for telling that meth experience.
Some stories are chronological and some are cyclical, and that one was neither, but maybe he just created a new one.
I was like, which one was that? Andrew, I love that. Andrew, I loved the experience. I love the crackhead experience. It's one of my favorite things.
Please.
There we go.
Fine.
Andrew's laughing. It's good.
Fine.
Awesome.
Fine.
Oh my goodness. So should we, I guess I'm supposed to score first. So that one, I didn't know it was happening, but it made me laugh a lot. So I'm going to go 2. Solid 2. Oh,
Jeez.
Ken has papers. I didn't follow the rules.
Follow the rules. What the heck happened? No, I just did that literally as he was telling the story.
Yeah, it looks like you have a whiteboard. That's not fair. I said if we were going to hold up placards, I wanted to just have lined paper and just have it with a pencil, super unofficial lined paper.
These are note cards. I got my note cards, my 1, my 2, and my 3 ready for y'all.
All
so
right.
We got 3 from the internet. So 3.
Wow.
My internet disagrees.
The internet likes you, Andrew.
But you guys don't.
That should be a score of 6. Because Allison voted 2, I voted 1. There's 3 from the internet.
Oh shit, Ken's bringing the math into it. There we
Yeah.
go.
Oh, keeping it sharp.
Yeah.
I got to keep you all on your toes. Keep it honest. That's the thing that matters. So,
There it goes.
There we go. Beautiful score change.
yes. All right. So Carter, please bring us something that's not on acid or other drugs.
I mean,
Carter
I'm
has
not gonna
never-
guarantee anything. I never do that.
Look at Carter. He doesn't know what drugs look like. Be nice.
It's true.
Looks like
I really
Mr.
do.
Rogers was a black dude. That is Carter.
I was gonna say SpongeBob, but you know.
Jeez.
No, Carter's attitude is more like Squidward. So like, let's.
Yeah, if anyone's SpongeBob,
What?
it's
SpongeBob in the streets, Squidward in the sheets. Is that what we're going for?
Yes, sir.
Oh my God.
I feel like you just told us that he ink jetted all over you, Allison. I don't know.
Ooh,
Yes, you promised you would never mention that. It's embarrassing.
offline.
Well, it's online now. Thanks a lot, idiot.
Ken needed a big swig of that whiskey after that.
All right, Carter. So
All right.
what are you bringing to us right now for the first round? For you? What are you bringing? To
I'm
us?
sorry. I'm not a singer. I'm a comedian, but I'm gonna do a little song. I'm going to sing a cover of the theme song from the hit show Blossom.
All right, Mr. Potato Head is gonna sing us Blossom.
All right, that's very funny. John Henry's little brother. All right, here we go. Don't know about the future. It's anybody's guess. Ain't no good reason for getting all depressed. Fire up your pad and pencil. I'll give you a piece of my mind. In my opinion, nation, the sun is gonna surely shine. Stop all your fussing. Slap on the smile. Come on out. God damn it. This was supposed to be the instrumental.
The real lyrics are distracting him.
Sorry for the interruption. Carter's mom just walked in the room, told him to turn off the lights, burning up the electricity.
Mom, I'm doing something. I'm doing something. Get out of here. Get out of here. Quit.
Carter, pull your pants up.
God, that's your fault for seeing that. That's not mine. Jerk. Anyway, that's my song. That's it.
Carter, I have a question.
Yes.
I do have a question. Are you and Andrew connected to the same Wi-Fi right now? Because I couldn't hear your music. It wasn't until you brought notice to it. I was like, "Oh, he's singing an a cappella song," and
Should have done an audio check of that in hindsight.
yeah, you should have ran that one.
Well, you know, I feel like just my charisma and charm will get me the point. So I'm not real
Did
worried.
you say get you the point? Like singular?
I mean, if I get at least one, I'm good. I can catch up.
Sounds like we got some peppers stashed in Carter's room. Oh man. Facebook, make sure you're voting, guys, in the comments.
Is that wow, okay.
That was a lot. That was simultaneously a lot and not enough to take in all at once. I don't know.
Yeah, like somehow it was very underwhelming. Overwhelming at the same time.
But he's right. The charisma was there and I felt like something was happening, but only for Carter. It was a solo experience.
That was like, are you saying it was like a sexual experience? Like, yeah, you liking that, and you're like, I'm loving it.
And you're like, or is it in?
Yeah.
Like,
You know what? I mean, you know, my experience with sex is As long as one person is having a good time, that's all that matters.
Yes,
That's
Your
the advice
Honor,
I've been
guilty
given by
as
my
charged.
Guilty as charged.
They're gonna use this against you in court eventually.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, crowd, just as a reminder, the scale is 1 to 3. We changed it from last week. We were doing 1 to 5, but we can't add that high. So 1 to 3.
And the sad thing is that the producer is a Jewish guy. So like I don't even understand it.
Jeez.
He literally is the direct representation of Adam Sandler in that whatever movie that was.
It only took 20 minutes to get anti-Semitic.
Fine.
Proud of you. I
on
thought it
their
would take
level.
longer.
I can do it. It's fine if I do it or Allison does it. They pick minorities on purpose for this show, so we can say whatever we want.
As a white woman, let me tell you about oppression.
I can chip in.
Quick, also as a reminder, make sure that you send your donations right over to in the meantime on
Sure. Money in the bank.
MITBP on not in the meantime on Venmo or MITBP on Cash App. Those donations will be split evenly between all these comedians that are on the show tonight because none of us are doing shows because the world is ending as we know it.
We're trapped on the internet now, so this is how we need to make money. Please don't make us make Pornhub accounts. That's all we ask.
Please don't make the rest of them make Pornhub accounts. If you're looking for somebody on Pornhub, go to my link.
Ken doesn't need the competition. He needs to keep it open. All right, guys, we'll do our scores. I think we've had to have some votes. I'm going to go, sorry, Carter, 1.
Oh, well, you know.
Oh, shit.
I was doing 2. I was giving
We're in
him a 2.
disagreement.
The
Suck it,
sassiness.
Allison. Suck it.
Carter, I told you this isn't Pornhub. Stop.
Leave that for your
I'm
fans
sorry.
only, my friend.
It's only
Oh,
fair.
I will. I will. Indeed.
Carter's
Also-
OnlyFans is just images of him shaking hands with people now. That's his physical contact.
Hey, what I need is my business.
All right, we had 2 on Facebook. That's why Carter's score is now 5.
All right,
Good.
I'm coming for you, Andrew. I'm coming for you.
Oh man.
Coming in for the last round. The last comic for this last round is Matt McLean, hailing from Iowa,
What up? What up?
bringing us that strong Republican vibe.
It's a swing state. It's a swing state. Okay.
Swing state.
We're swing state technically. Okay.
God's country out there. Well, welcome.
Oh, I'm glad to be here. Can I just talk about Iowa for my talent, please?
If that counts as a talent, you can go ahead and try and show us how.
Yeah, Matt, if you would like to waste your first round, go ahead.
I told Matt he was allowed to list all of the counties in Iowa that are racist, but we found out that they're all racist.
All of them?
So
Powesheik and Lynn. Actually, no, not Lynn. I like Lynn. We're gonna do Powesheik County and Johnson County, Iowa are racist.
Did you say Pillow Sheet County?
Yeah,
Is that
what
you
was-
said?
Oh, Powesheik. Can you not pronounce it? Who's racist now, Ken?
Boom!
Possible for me to be racist. We've already we're
No.
protected from that.
Let's talk about Iowa, guys. I am from Iowa. But I now live when the world's not shut down. I live in Illinois, and Illinois is the state motto is "Land of Lincoln" for Illinois, which I think is bullshit. That the state of Illinois gets to be the land of Lincoln, because here's my reasoning. I love Lincoln. Okay, let's not get that mixed up. But Illinois has 4 presidents. They have Ulysses S. Grant, Ronald Reagan, Abraham Lincoln, and they're 50-50 on Obama, okay? They're just land of presidents. Okay? Illinois, and this land of Lincoln, there's 3 other guys that are just like, yo, what about me? Like that's unfair because Iowa only has ever had one president. And that is Herbert Hoover. What is he famous for? I'll tell you, he is famous for starting the Great Depression. Hashtag my president, Herbert Hoover. He entered the office in the roaring 20s and left, and most people were just like poor. Like, he's also famous for making the Hoover Dam, and a lot of people are like, yo, he made the Hoover Dam, but that's kind of bullshit because the only reason he made the Hoover Dam was Herbert Hoover was like one day in the White House and he was like, oh shit, we need to make jobs. And all of his advisors were like, yo, Herbert, what are we going to do? And he was like, yo, have you tried stopping the water? And they were like, fuck it, Herbert, we'll do it. We'll stop all the water. And that's the only reason they made the Hoover Dam. It's total bullshit. Like, Herbert Hoover was so bad as a president that they named a vacuum cleaner after him, okay? Like, homie just sucked. Like, that is Herbert Hoover. So I'm proud people from Iowa are weird. I don't know if you guys noticed, but people in Iowa, like normal people, when they buy meat, they go to the store and they like buy what they need. Like you buy 6 burgers, right? But like Iowans, since we have like farm connections, we'll buy meat by like the metric beef.
What?
It's a real
Metric.
Like you might go to the store and be like, yo, how much beef do you want? And you're like, I don't know, 6 ounces of hamburger, right? Like that might be like a regular order for most people. But my family was like, yo, how much beef do you want? And we're like, just kill a whole cow and we'll take it, okay? We have a cow guy. We hit him up for like slaughter a cow person who does it. One second, guys. Let me show you what 1 metric beef looks like, okay? Let me No. This is the full Iowan experience. I'm proud of my culture, okay?
Do you have a map of beef too? I'm so excited for this.
This is 1 beef. This more hamburger. I can keep going. We have all the hamburger. I'm 4 feet in, and there's just more beef. Okay. I can't even close the thing. I'm sorry. There's too much cow pouring out of my freezer. Anyway, guys, that's all I wanted to talk about for this first round is my Iowa pride and heritage. You guys, what 1 metric beef looked like.
All right.
Man, Matt, your 1 beef made Andrew's vegan sausage shrivel up. That's so upsetting.
This is a no soy zone, unless you're a soy farmer, in which case then you're very cool.
Like I love that you talked about the president, like talking about the Great Depression, and it's good that Iowa held on to that. Like that's so cool.
Yo,
Still don't have money. That's great.
Yeah, you're storing full cows in your freezer in preparation for the next one. You guys
and that
were ready.
wasn't even for COVID either. They were just like, might as well have a cow.
Wait, no, that was way before COVID. We just called up my uncle and we're like, hey, can you shoot a cow for us? And he's like, yep.
As the rest of the country is suffering from food shortages, they're just living in luxury in Iowa.
The meat crisis, you pussies.
Hey, the Facebook people watching right now, make sure you vote for him. Write it in the comments. Your rating 1 to 3. While we continue to talk about Iowa, because I didn't even know that was a state until he was on the show. So that's
funny because he talked about Herbert Hoover stopping the water, and that's what happens to all the ladies that he hits on when he tells them he's from Iowa.
The one thing that people don't know about Iowa is that the #1 import is actually lube. So that's
#1 export's just depression. Not to extend this, but Herbert Hoover actually lived in Iowa until he was 4, and then he moved out of the state, but he still claims Iowa as like his native state. And the reason why he moved out,
that's lame.
Yeah. Well, the reason he moved was because both of his parents died from living in Iowa. That's the official cause of death for Herbert.
The whole time when you were like, he left when he was 4, and I was like, good, that's a smart decision. That was best thing he ever did in his
go to
life.
New York. People do things there.
Go to anywhere besides Iowa.
Dude, yeah, you were just talking about how you moved to Illinois as an upgrade. Come on.
No, there's
He's like, yeah,
Iowa's in the
Chicago
chat.
seems
Keep
better.
it down.
I know, Chicago. I know.
Oh man, he was like, I could die in Iowa or I could die tomorrow in Chicago by going to Chicago.
And that was before quarantine took place.
No, this shirt's too red to wear in parts of Chicago. Okay, that's what I'm putting in Iowa.
Your face is too white to go in parts of Chicago.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah. They'll see that come over and your wallet is immediately gone. Like that is. Like, hey man, just give it to me. Give it to me. He gets on the bus in Chicago. The bus driver's like, hey man, just give me your wallet.
Like, I have a bus pass. He's like, yeah, but you have more.
The bus driver's also white in that scenario.
He's also in the suburbs of Chicago. Like,
okay, I will throw my score up. Matt, I gotta give you a 3. That was good. That was fun.
Thank
Oh,
you. Oh my
dang.
gosh.
Oh
Great.
shit, we have our first knockout. Matt got 3 on Facebook too.
oh shit, you're the first, Matt. Good job.
It's because I'm streaming this. I got Iowans in the chat. They couldn't hear what I said. They were just glad to hear the state.
They can't figure out the
Only word
internet
they
yet. They're just
understood.
like, we got Matt on here.
They're chomping on a cow leg while they're watching you.
I hope so.
Oh man. And if y'all are enjoying this show so far, make sure you donate to the pages right now because we have Money in the Bank Productions on Venmo. So that's MITBP on Venmo or #MITBB on Cash App. The donations go to the comics so they can get paid. It would be great to get some of these comics some money because Andrew is living in a trap house and Matt is in Iowa. So like anything to help these comics get out of the
Carter's in his mom's basement. We have to help these people. Yeah, Andrew's about to upgrade to Tucson from his current living situation, if that gives you an idea. All right. Looks like we are about ready for round 2. So that means, Andrew, you're back up. What are you thinking for your act for round 2?
Son of a bitch. If you didn't
I don't think that was a list. That was not an option on the list.
If you didn't follow the last story, which the audience liked me a lot more than you two. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I don't even know how many of my family members are watching. I don't think many of them. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm reading poetry. This is I'm gonna read some poetry for y'all. And the poet is Richard Steichen. I met him in Tucson. He was an alcoholic.
Just like all the greats.
And he came to me. I met him at a bar. He was drinking, and he said, "I'm a bitter old queen. I'm a bitter old queen. I lived through shit. I survived AIDS." And I'm like, I got very confused, and I'm like, "Wait, you have AIDS?" He's like, "No, I wasn't pretty enough." And then I found out that he was a published poet, and he wrote a heartbreaking book of poems that got in the New York Best Times or best-selling list in 2005. It's called Crush. It's very erotic, and apparently, if you checked out library books, you can't turn them in anymore, so they're mine. So now I'm stuck with this wonderful group of poems. I'm going to read one of them because I hope you guys get hard and wet and both.
I'm definitely gonna get wet.
I'm really ready to get hard over here. That's what I wanted for
It's
this
called-
show.
This is called Little Beast.
That's what I call my balls.
Ah,
One, an all-night barbecue, a dance on the courthouse lawn. The radio aches a little tune that tells the story of what the night is thinking. It's thinking of love. It's thinking of stabbing us to death and leaving our bodies in the dumpster. That's a nice touch. Stains in the night, whiskey and kisses for everyone. Tonight, by the freeway, a man eating fruit pie with a buck knife carves the likeness of his lover's face into a motel wall. I like him. I want to be with him. My hand's no longer an afterthought. 2, someone once told me that explaining is an admission of failure. I'm sure you remember. I was on the phone with you, sweetheart. 3, history repeats itself. Somebody says this. History throws its shadows over the beginning, over the desktop, over the sock drawers with its socks. Its hidden letters. History's little man in a brown suit, trying to define a room he is outside of. I know history. There are many names in history, but none of them ours. 4, he had green eyes. I wanted to sleep with him. Green eyes flecked with yellow, dried leaves on a surface pool. You could drown in those eyes, I said. A fact of his pulse, the way he pulled his bodies in, out of this shyness or shame or desire not to disturb the air around him. Everyone could see the way his muscles worked, the way we looked like animals, his skin barely keeping him inside. I wanted to take him home and rough him up and get my hands inside him, drive my body into his like a car crash test. I wanted to be wanted, and he was very beautiful, kissed with his eyes closed, and only felt good while moving. You could drown in those eyes, I said. So it's summer, so it's suicide, so we're helpless in sleep and struggling at the bottom of the pool. We still groped for each other on the back stairs or in the parked cars as the roads around us grew glossy with ice and our breath softened the view through a glass already laced with frost. But more frequently, I was finding myself sleepless, and he was there out of lullabies. But damn, isn't there anything sexier than a slender boy with a handgun, a fast car, and a bottle of pills?
Bottle of pills.
You
Wait a second.
what would you like? I would like my money's worth. Try explaining a bundle with episodes of this, swallowing mud, swallowing glass, a smell of blood on the first 4 knuckles. We pull our boots on with both hands, but we can't punch ourselves awake, and all I can do is stand on the curb and say sorry about the blood in your mouth. I wish it was mine. I couldn't get the boy to kill me, but I wore his jacket for the longest time. Bam.
damn.
Hey, make sure you vote right now in the comments.
Just a reminder, that poem was written about how many times the guy not hot enough for AIDS wanted to fuck but didn't get to.
Ah.
All right, so
Roman
this,
the third part that.
this is I'm not gonna read that. It's rude.
Wait, what did people say?
Just not good things. Not good things. Okay. Jeez, the thing is, I was into it. I was into it.
Whew.
My dick
I
was
felt
getting
like I
wet.
ate a hot pepper, you know?
Dick was getting wet, and then I was like, Jesus Christ, is he still talking right now? I got ADHD. I didn't want. I was like, yeah,
I
I'm ready to
know,
fuck
I
right
know.
now. And then I was
I'm
like,
gonna-
I don't even care anymore.
Andrew, are you
I
gonna
don't-
carve a face into your wall before you leave that apartment?
Probably.
You need to carve Brock's face into the wall.
I'm gonna get it. Yeah. I don't know if I'm. Boy.
Can we
That
check?
was-
Can we send somebody to check in on you right now, Andrew? Are you okay?
As long as he's a slender boy with a gun and a bottle of pills.
Oh,
Oh
man,
my
you were
goodness.
you were killing me at the beginning when we were talking. I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. I'm gonna be excited about this. It's gonna be funny.
I knew I committed to the bit, and I realized You guys aren't poetry crowd. I get it. I fucking get it. I get it. I get it. I didn't read my audiences. I should have changed. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. This is like when you get consent and then they're like, no, I don't want that. And you just kept going. You were just like, what you want?
Did I rape you then? I raped you. You're telling me that I raped you.
You did.
As long as one person's enjoying it.
Virtually raped me. That was too much, man. It was really aggressive.
What did we learn earlier? As long as one person's enjoying it.
Allison said that, y'all. Allison said that. That was not Ken that said that.
Oh shit, Matt's
Andrew.
holding up a pepper.
Matt,
Oh, no.
go ahead and give that pepper to Andrew. I need you to...
Can I hand it up? Can I hand it up? Carter, pass it up.
Yeah.
Look at Carter stealing shit like Carter would steal shit. Like,
And I'm robbing you after this show.
I'm taking the pepper. There we go. Bam.
that,
Oh.
man, Andrew,
Just believe.
I got
just
some
believe.
questions.
Oh,
Andrew, I got some questions,
I got
man.
one on Facebook. That's fine. You know what?
Why,
I'm glad we're not
Andrew?
winning money. What?
Why? Why did you choose that one poem out of? There's gotta be at least 1 billion poems out there by this point.
I liked it. I can't connect to everybody, but you know, if I can connect to one person, then I will give him my number and we'll fuck. But
Then he will bury you in the backyard. That is it.
Carve your name on the wall of his apartment. So
you know, I thought it would be funny, but I'm getting more laughs from the afterthought. It's fine. It's fine as long as it's great as long as people are entertained or not entertained or entertained by not being entertained or you don't know. It's more esoteric.
wow.
Anytime somebody uses the word esoteric for their comedy, wasn't good.
Oh man.
Fucking with you, Andrew. Fucking, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. Do I just? You guys didn't say what the score was, but do I just assume it's a 1? Do I just
No, we
assume?
gotta vote. We have to vote.
You Philistines, you fucking
How's-
Philistines.
here's
heel, he turned heel.
my internal conflict with this. Andrew, you read beautifully. The poem was great, but I also felt like I ate a habanero throughout, and that's embarrassing for me. So yeah, one on my end.
Andrew,
Sorry, what
look,
about Iowa? Sorry.
Andrew, here's the thing.
Sorry, I'm not wide enough.
Truly, though, if Matt wins tonight, so far our finale is all straight white guys. So
Yeah,
Got it.
I'll take.
Here's my thing, Andrew.
I'm meant for
Andrew,
the gays. What? What?
Here's the thing. I have sat through a lot of people reading out loud, and you murdered that. So I'm giving you this right here.
What?
Ooh.
3.
oh shit.
You didn't stutter. You didn't mumble. You got through the whole thing. I went to public school. You wouldn't have been able to do that. Great. That's great in my books.
That was
Wow.
amazing.
You killed that. It wasn't funny at all, but it was better.
Oh my
There
goodness.
we go.
Wasn't a lick of funny in that. I appreciate you sitting in that sorrow. Moving on.
Oh man, and then our cumulative vote on Facebook was a 1 for Andrew, which makes his new total 11.
Oh,
Oh man, Carter, what
Carter.
you got to beat that?
Please lift us
Uh-oh,
up in spirits, in prayer, please.
all right, I got it. I got this. I feel good. Okay.
Oh, yes.
I am going to do a dramatic scene with Gabrielle Union and Kristen Bell in the hit movie Bring It On.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. You guys have to go to nationals. Did you come all the way here just to tell me that? Here, I got my dad's work to sponsor you. What is this, hush money? No. Oh, okay, I get it. It's guilt money. So that way you can sleep at home at night knowing that your whole world is one big fat lie. Well, you know what? We don't need you. Why do you have to be so mean? All I want to do is do the right thing. Hey, I'm a captain. I need to be strong for my team. That's what a captain does. Well, I'm a captain too, and I want to make this right. You want to make this right? Okay. When you go to nationals, bring it. Don't slack off because you feel sorry for us. That way, when we beat you, we'll know it's because we're better. Okay. I'll bring it. Don't you worry. Oh, I never do. Scene.
Good.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Speaking the language of my people, I understood every single thing you said. You really brought it on for that one.
Allison wiped a tear from her eye as you finished.
That one made me hotter than the poetry reading, I gotta be honest.
No, I hope I really captured the scene and captured their truth.
You know, each side of your face looks like the women you were portraying. That was the cool part. You like figured out which side looked like which character and you went with it.
No,
I practiced that. I practiced that. That's
Carter, I'm gonna disagree, Carter. In my comments, they're saying, "Hey, where was his inner black woman? We didn't see it."
I mean,
Look,
it's really hard to go back and forth that quickly. It's. I mean, some actors can do it, but Jesus, you know, I'm not Meryl Streep, you know.
So you name a white actress?
Come on. We all know Meryl Streep's gonna play Harriet Tubman at some point. Come on. They're working on that movie right now.
Oh man.
Doomed.
Hey, make sure the people
Viola Davis will play Julia Stiles.
All right. That was good. I'm gonna give you extra point for that, Carter.
Thank you.
Make sure you're voting in the comments on Facebook. We're on a scale of 1 to 3, and if you guys are enjoying the show, feel free to shoot some dollars over on Venmo or Cash App to Money in the Bank Productions. That's at MITBP. All of the money is going to the performers tonight, and we would graciously appreciate it since we're trapped on the internet now.
Please.
Please. All right, Carter, you know, I'm going to give you a 2 because it was really fun to see all of the different voices in your head appearing as angsty white women. Although that's how I assume the voices in your head are anyway, quite honestly. So
yeah, that's Carter.
That's a compliment in Allison world. So thank you.
That's a compliment in Carter world. And I'm also gonna give you a 2.
There we go. We agreed on 1.
There wasn't enough black woman in your voice, man. I feel like you've been slacking in your black woman department, Carter, and it shows. It shows.
Well, you know, like I don't know if you guys have watched the movie, then like you would know that Gabrielle Union wasn't like all shenane in that scene. Okay, she wasn't in that. She wasn't doing all that.
Carter,
doing all
first
that.
you're calling
She
us
wasn't.
them and they, and now you're saying shenane? Come on, Becky.
Gabrielle Union did land the peppy white girl cheerleader voice.
You know what, Karen Carter?
No, you can't
Karen
change
Carter
it.
gets
There's
a
no
1 from me now, Karen.
Ken flipped the page, literally. He's got it written on the other side.
I need to speak to your manager, Carter.
Man, whatever.
No, Carter can keep that too.
Chicago
Carter
called,
can
they
keep
said
that
they don't
too.
like you.
Carter, he gave you back the 2. Look at that. You
Oh,
moved
never
it.
mind. They do like you, and I think you're a good guy and a good father.
Keep this close. All
Probably.
right, so we got Matt coming in. in the third
He's
round. He's only
changed
2 points
hats.
behind you.
Matt with a new
Oh,
hat.
Changed outfits. That doesn't make you any less white, Matt. Let's. Let you try to cover up that comb over. We can see the comb over underneath the hat. Matt coming in for the second round. What you got for us, Matt?
Yo, I'm gonna tell. Can I tell a story? I'm gonna tell a story, and I've got 2 photos to go along with this story. So last time we established I'm an Iowan. But now let's just dig deeper in my personal life. I'm currently at my parents' home, and my parents. I was like, hey, do you have any photos of me I can use to maybe inspire a story? And the only photo that they had of me printed out is, well, this. I think the photo speaks for itself. It's this photo.
That is the Matt we all know and love, right there.
I am, in case you can't tell, right there, an Eagle Scout. I am still on the tense of that is I did the scouting. I did it, and I was actually, this is even deeper in, I was the head commissioner to the National Scout Camp. Which isn't funny as much as it is sad. And the story I want to tell is when you work for the an organization like the Scouts, is you get to meet all these philanthropists. And working at the National Scout Camp was cool because I got to meet some big name philanthropists. I once went ziplining with Rex Tillerson, the CEO of ExxonMobil and former Secretary of State, for like 2 months. Yes, I'm particularly proud of that fact. But my favorite donor interaction is a story I like to tell people all the time, and this is a timeless classic, one for the ages. And they say you shouldn't meet your heroes. But this is a true story. One day I was taking a group of kids up to archery because that's a camp activity, and this donor van rolled up. And usually whenever you met like a donor or a philanthropist, they were like suit and tie, no nonsense. They'd come up, they'd take a photo with you and be like, "Hey, look, I love the boys," and then they would like leave. They'd take a photo, not say a word, and leave, and they'd be like, "That guy was wealthy," and you would never know who it was. But this one donor was a little bit different. He got out of the donor van and jumped up and like hopped his way over to us, and he walked like right up in front of me. And can you pull up the photo of him? Yeah, this guy, he stares me in the eye. This man stares me in the eye and he goes, "Hey, son, do you know who I am?" And you can cut back to me now. And I said, "No, sir. To be quite frank, I do not know who you are." And he said, "Why, son, my name is John Jax Links, the CEO and founder of the Jax Links Beef Jerky Company."
Oh, shit.
And I panicked, and I responded with, "Nice to meet you, John Jax Links, the CEO and founder of the Jax Links Beef Jerky Company." Like I said his full ass title back to him. And then he turned to the kids and he was like, "Kids, did you hear who I am?" And they were like, "No, sir." And he was like, "Well, can you pull up his photo again?" He said, "If you can't, that's fine." He said, "I'm John Jax Links, the CEO and founder of the Jax Links Beef Jerky Company." And the kids were like, "Holy shit, nice to meet." Like everyone said his full title every time. That's the man. They said, "Nice to meet you, John Jax Links, the CEO and founder of the Jax Links Beef Jerky Company." And then keep the photo on him. Just keep the photo on him because he's immaculate, okay? He gets in the donor van to drive off. This man, he takes a photo with us. He gets in this van to drive off. And then the van does like a screeching halt, comes back in reverse. And of course, this beautiful man, John Jax Links, the CEO of Jax Links Beef Jerky Company, gets out of the van with a giant leather bag filled with loose beef jerky and makes it rain beef jerky on these adolescent teens. He just ran up there and was like, "Hey kids, don't forget who I am, John Jax Links, the CEO and founder of the Jax Links Beef Jerky Company." And then he got back in his van and disappeared forever. Cut back to me. This is a real man, okay? And he is out here procuring dried meats for the entire United States of America. Yes, I am 2 for 2 on jokes that end with meat, okay?
So Iowa.
This is my passion. This guy is like, okay. I think his origin story was he like out in the woods one day messing with Sasquatch. And Squatch was like, "What do you want, kid? I'll grant you one wish." And he was like, "I don't know how Sasquatch works." And he was like, "I want to be the founder of the world's largest beef jerky company." And Sasquatch was like, "Sure. But you always have to use your full title from now on." And he's like, "No big deal. If I'm not John Jax Links, the CEO and founder of the Jax Links Beef Jerky Company." And then he disappeared yet again. I can keep going. I can talk about this guy for hours.
Man, I love this. I love
This is so good.
That's white America. I love that you did that for them.
That's all I have.
It's funny because the audience doesn't know this because it wasn't streaming, but before the show started, the producer like flashed that picture of John Jax Links before, and I just thought that was a photo of Matt in 10 years. They age differently.
A before and after pic.
Like jacket.
Iowa it's like cat years in Iowa. Every 1 year is actually 7 years of age on your face when you live there, or dog years or whatever it is.
We're aged from the radiation coming from the soil.
Oh, man, Jesus
Matt,
Christ.
I'm curious, in your tenure with the Boy Scouts, did you ever get to meet a guy named Jeffrey Epstein?
He was the first donor I met, but he was more interested in the Girl Scouts, unfortunately.
That was actually his camp leader.
The term is Scoutmaster, actually.
Yeah, he likes the youth too. We know how he rolls.
Yeah, he didn't get that Eagle badge easily, is what he said.
You want a Girl Scout project? You have to put 100 hours worth of man service in. I can figure out a way to put 100 hours worth of man service.
Look at Matt's forearms. They're the only muscle he has on his body. Like that.
That picture of John Jax Links, the only company he could be a CEO for is a jerky company. That's the only one.
It's like Michael Fassbender, I think. Like if he just aged terribly,
man.
like if he fell into radiation, that's what he would look like.
Matt, I feel like you still work for them today. Like that.
Once an Eagle Scout, always an Eagle Scout is what they say.
Like they just wanted you to do advertisement for them while everything was down. Like
That's his second corporette sponsor.
How many times could you say Jax Links in that sentence? 5
It
minutes.
sounded like John Jingleheimer Schmidt by the end of it to me. It was the same
John Jax
thing.
Links, the CEO and founder of the Jax Links Beef Jerky Company. And do not miss a beat there, okay?
If you don't do this at least 10 times in 1 minute, we're gonna fire you. Like I got it.
Also, Rex Tillerson, if you're watching, we hear you're a philanthropist. Please donate to our Venmo.
Flash the screen. Let's donate.
This is a better cause than the Boy Scouts. We need it more. Most of us did not have father figures growing up. That's why we're all here.
People in my comment section say you really had no bicep muscle though.
Ken, your fans are the best. They're roasting for us. That's amazing.
They voted you a 3. They were like, hey, give them the money so you can get a gym membership.
$10 a month and you can support Matt's growing bicep muscles at Planet Fitness.
Hey, man, we got to get
What was that? No biceps?
That is the muscle. Those weights are empty.
Matt showing off why lube is the #1 import in Iowa.
I'll commit.
All right.
Everyone in Iowa is like, yeah, go ahead and grab that lube because I'm not wet at all.
Oh no! You know what? I was gonna do the hot pepper that round. I'll do it next round. I'll save it for the next round, guys.
Yes.
Hot pepper's coming.
Yes.
So stay tuned.
Hot pepper's coming. Something to save you from yourself.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right. I'll throw up my score, Matt. You made me laugh again. We're going 3 for you.
Oh man. Damn,
gotta
I
do it.
I didn't want to vote 3, but it was funny, man. The funny
yeah.
was there. 3.
You know?
You gotta do 3. Oh
Looks
man.
like we got 3 on Facebook
We scored
too.
perfect.
I tried
Holy
really
shit,
hard here,
dude.
guys. I'm trying hard. I
Perfect.
brought out props and everything.
Iowa has to do something because they don't have anything else. So.
That's probably my least favorite thing about live stream comedy is now it's made prop comedy okay for everyone.
Just wait until you see what I have in store for the third round. It would make Carrot Top feel bad.
There's gonna be some sexting messages from Matt to somebody.
Maybe we'll see. Stay tuned.
All right. Well, Andrew, looks like you're back. He's shaking his head.
He's done with meat jokes.
Fuck. I'll sext Matt. Fuck it.
This isn't my live stream dating show, but damn, I'll connect y'all's phone numbers for you. Let's do it.
Wait, can that be my third act? Just
sexting Matt.
No, I'm gonna masturbate in front right now.
Oh,
all right, you lifted that leg up. I was like, hey, wait a second, we're not doing that. Dude, delete.
I know, he was like, he was ready.
The more you, man, I feel like there's no way to get out of this. I don't have peppers. I don't like, so boy, hold on.
The Zoom room is locked, dude. You can't leave.
Oh, no. You can't leave. You didn't like the last shit. Boy, that was a warm up. And so this act is more a musical lesson. Also, you can see I'm moving, whatever. This is, you need to trust me that I'm playing this for real. Okay. Fuck. Okay, whatever. So I don't even know how to fucking intro this song. God damn it. I feel like can't feel the audience, so I think I didn't read them right. But I'm gonna play a song by a minimalist composer called Philip Glass, who took lots of drugs in the 70s. Okay, so I'm gonna teach you about minimalism in music. He started this movement in music, but he kind of hung around a whole bunch of visual artists. You know, those artists that would just they would just paint on a canvas and say, here you go, this is art. And people were like, okay. He did that for music. He got some popularity, and the Dalai Lama was coming to the United States for the first time. So the people running the event commissioned him to play a song. However, the Dalai Lama has a different concept of what time is. And if you don't know what the Dalai Lama is, he's like the Pope for Buddhists, but more esoteric. And
what's that word again?
I know, I'm speaking above my crowd. Anyway, I'm playing this song because I feel like it's very poignant for our time, because sometimes life is just way too long.
Please go check on Andrew tonight.
They didn't know when the Dalai Lama was going to show up, so they told him to play a song with an indefinite length that could last indefinitely. So I'm going to play you an excerpt of that. And I know you probably won't like it. If I get one nice book, if I get a drink up if you have it, or I hope your drugs kick in. And I hope your drugs kick in. Okay, so there we go.
I hope my drugs kick in too.
goes up. Okay, so I failed judgment.
No, dude, that was so good.
I got nervous and I just thought of the ones in my head.
The abrupt ending made it.
I knew that it was. I just felt that I was doing a wrong decision as I was already there. Like I know that I was already. Like I already was like, son of a bitch. They didn't see the funny in the. I was like, oh man, I don't want to waste their time. But that's the whole joke. But damn it.
This was like super dope watching somebody experience a DMT trip the whole show.
That's what it is. I edited down. I edited the song to 4:30 thinking it would be fun, but that's a lot of time. But the original song in its entirety is 17 and a half years. And
Holy shit.
No, it's about 17 minutes.
You know, like when somebody like wakes up out of a coma and then they got like all these special talents like that. Who woke up from a drug trip and was like, I can play the piano now. Like that's
It was so good.
Like that was beautiful, man.
Dude, I also want to tell you, I think you got quote of the night when you said sometimes life is just too long.
I think you meant each of these segments for him is too long. Like,
I mean, yeah.
So, I'm a fan.
no, that was fucking beautiful. Like
Yeah,
that was
dude.
fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Look,
Thanks.
I'm jumping the gun right here, and I don't even care right now. The crowd vote in the comments, but damn it, that's a 3 right there for me.
I got a 3 too.
That's what I was like, down 3. The whiskey
I'm
is
giving
kicking
it a
in
3
right
too.
now.
Dude, that was like beautiful, and also there's the fact that you like got self-conscious and were like, "Fuck this" at the end. That made it to me. So
That was fucking beautiful. I'm giving that a 6. Can we give bonus points right now? Because that was a 5.
Andrew's
That was
the
a
first
fucking
person to
5.
do anything that requires actual talent on this show.
Matt's just been up here talking about Iowa for an hour.
Andrew's out here going vegan and saving the world. Matt's slaying cows and making more white people in the Midwest.
AKA destroying the world. Like that.
Oh my god. What?
No, I'm giving a 5. Can we give a 5 on that from me? Because that was more than perfect. That was fucking great.
You got a 3 on Facebook, Andrew.
Whoa.
And I'm giving a 5. Count my points. I'm giving a 5.
Oh shit. Host overruled.
Yeah, that was fucking amazing.
Peppers.
I wish I had it. I wish
I don't know what's
had
going on. I'm trying to get that pepper going, right? No, but that was fucking perfect, Andrew. Jesus, man. Holy crap. I was like, man, I hope he don't kill himself because this comedy's not working for him. Like,
I just want to make a don't kill yourself merch is gonna be what we make for this show.
we gotta make them shirts. We gotta make them shirts. There's gotta be a rope in one hand and then
A rope and a hot pepper. Don't
and then
kill
like
yourself.
a pass go for 200 on the other side. And it says don't kill yourself underneath.
I had a
Andrew, I'm sorry. And that's all I feel like I need to say to you right now with your face.
No, you're fine.
made.
No, well, what I was gonna say is I had a poster for a show like that already, which was me naked behind a computer with a gun in my head and a noose and a whole bunch of suicidal images.
I remember that poster.
Can we check in on Andrew tonight? Like, if that's not even a joke anymore.
I'm fine. I'm sober. And I have a therapist. And I
Just don't give him CBD. It knocks him out.
It so does.
Please give him CBD so he can go to sleep tonight and not follow through.
So he can eat off that meth. Jeez.
My CBD makes my nightmares pretty.
Aw, that's so cute.
That's a good CBD campaign right there, dude.
Fantastic. Oh my God, that's a shirt. You should make that shirt. That's fucking great.
That is a good shirt. As a reminder, guys, if you want to throw a couple bucks to our performers, you can do that at MITBP on Venmo or $MITBP on Cash App. All the donations are going to the comedians on the show tonight, and we'd appreciate it if you threw us a few bucks if you're enjoying it. And if you're not enjoying it, you can keep watching. That's your choice. But maybe give us some money for the time, I guess.
It would help me because I quit my job right before comedy, like the whole thing started. And my wife is going to leave me, y'all. My wife is-
He quit his
it's
job
good
to
that
pursue
it's
his
funny,
dreams,
but it
and then
doesn't
world
pay the
ended.
bills.
Quit his job to start a podcast and do comedy, and then the world ended. So now his wife is also going to leave. Please.
Please help.
Help. Ken.
We actually need to check on Ken. Forget Andrew. Someone go check on Ken. All right, guys. We got Carter coming up next. Carter, what's your final act?
All right, so I decided I'm gonna tell a little story, but before I do it, boom, boom.
Oh!
Oh, shit.
Is that
What kind of
two
peppers are those?
habaneros?
Jeez.
Oh!
Is that two habaneros?
Do we have a rule for that? Carter,
I
that
think
was
he
too
just
much.
gets all the points, right? Fuck.
Carter, I don't know. It's just 10 points. You don't get extra for two.
You just need the nutrition.
Spit half of that out.
All right.
Were those jalapenos? Those are jalapenos.
Yeah, they were jalapenos.
Okay.
So that's 4 points.
Okay. 4 points.
Motherfucker
points.
tried to cheat.
I didn't say when you said it was habaneros. I didn't say yeah it is. But I also didn't correct you.
He wanted to seem like a badass for the first time in his life.
Ladies, if you're looking for a con artist to be with, Carter is out there. He's going out hot, y'all. Check him out.
Because it's habanero. You're very clever, Ken. Oh, man, that's why they got you for this show. Good choice. All right, so I'm gonna tell a story. This whole time of not doing stand-up comedy for 2 months has reminded me of the very first time that I got into stand-up. I've been doing this for about 5 years now, but the first time that I ever did this was for my high school talent show back when I was 17 years old. So a lot of people were there. If you bought tickets to the talent show, then you got out of fourth period. Well, all them motherfuckers was there. Everyone was there. Everyone on earth was there. About 4,000 kids to be exact. People who didn't even go to that school. It was hey, here you get out of fourth period. You're 30, Mark. I mean, you only finished 4 years ago, but get out of here. So I went up there in front of 4,000 kids, never doing stand-up. Apparently that isn't the best idea. So I went up there. One of the first jokes that I ever did was, man, teachers are always giving us bad grades. It's a good thing that we can't grade them. And then out loud, someone said, yeah, but we give them end of the semester evaluations though.
Carter went to a white school.
That's why he talks like that.
Yeah. So everyone booed. People started booing immediately. It was a wave of 4,000 boos. Never gotten that many before. Here's the thing. Now I've been doing comedy for 5 years. I've done amazing shows. I've done some pretty bad shows. We've all bombed before. We've all had I have bad days at work just like everybody else does. All right. But at the end of the day, I get paid anyway, so fuck it. Who cares? Sometimes you just gotta knock in, knock out. Fuck them. But if you have a bad experience, but you learn something from it, then it's not a bad experience, it's a lesson. So that's how I took it. But here's what I also learned at 17. If you bomb at your high school in front of 4,000 kids on Wednesday, you have to go back to school on Thursday. They didn't tell me that part. I had no idea. I was not aware. So I got on the bus that Thursday morning, and I was like, I bet they won't even remember.
How many students, Carter, again? How many students?
4,000. It was a really big school. It's in San Antonio. It was a really big school. 4,000. So by simple probability, there's no way they all forgot. So I walked around, and back then I was 6'5", so it's not like you could miss me. So pretty much just walked around, and everyone was like, "Yo, that's that tall, lanky dude from the talent show! Oh my god! You best yourself, bro!" Like the worst I got it though was from this little kid. I think he was like a freshman or something like that. He was really small, and he kept on selling. He was like, "Oh my god, that was so bad! That was horrible! That was funny! Oh, you bad at stand-up! Why did you stand up for the first time ever for the 4,000 kids? That was a horrible idea! Oh my god, that was so bad! I told my mama about that. I was like, "Mama, you did comedy for the first time for the 4,000 kids, and they didn't like it at all." My mama was like, "Make sure you take the trash out and you do your homework." Then I took the trash out and I did my homework. Then we talked about it some more. Oh my god, that was bad! You were horrible. You was trying to be Chris Rock. You wasn't even
I was like,
Kid
you
Rock.
went to school with
my
Chris
God.
Rock, man. Let me tell you about bad comments.
It was horrible. Oh my god, that was bad. I opened on my locker. He came out. That was bad. Get out of my locker. Oh my god. I wanted to put that on YouTube, but it's 2002, and YouTube ain't been invented yet. Oh my god, that was bad. That was bad. That was bad. That's it. That's the
Don
story.
King of fucking middle school comedy.
Carter doing verbal slapstick there at the end. Jesus Christ.
Oh man, make sure you vote in the comments as we take apart what what Carter did there. Oh man, my eyes are not open anymore.
Ken's looking like he's the one that just ate some pussy ass jalapenos. Jeez. Oh man, remember scoring system is 1-3 on Facebook, guys. Oh my goodness. I feel like I just saw you have a mental break, Carter.
Well, I'm surprised I made it this long.
That's fair.
Yeah.
We're not counting the one that he had in Portland. So
honestly, going to Portland is like, how you move to Texas and they give you a gun? You move to Portland and they give you one mental health day to have a breakdown. That's how that works.
Oh yeah. They give you a self-care day and
yeah.
They give you a self-care day and pussy.
And flannel, which Carter still wears to this day.
By choice, though. By choice.
It's 90 degrees here, Carter.
My body, my choice.
Told you there was a white woman in there.
I was just like, I know one when I see one.
Real recognize real.
Real recognize real. I got you.
Oh,
Karen's got to stick together.
As much as I'm shitting on you, Carter, I got to give you a 3. That was really passionate. It was funny, and I felt for poor you getting bullied the next day at school.
Thank you.
I'm giving it 3 as well.
Oh man,
Hey.
Great. It
looks
was
like
funny.
we got a hat trick for you today on this one too, Carter. 3-3-3 all across the board.
Hey,
Nice.
Carter got one too. Nice. Welcome to the club. It's just Matt and you.
All right. Virtual high five, Matt. Oh, okay.
Matt's like,
They
nope,
put the score on
not
Matt.
giving it to
Oh,
you.
they added it to me. Yes.
Matt.
So,
Oh my
Carter,
God.
so Carter got 13 points right there, and which still makes him behind. So Matt can just not do this round if he wants.
They gave Carter's points to Matt, which is a lot like how salaries work in this country.
Ah!
I didn't say that. I did not say that. That was Allison and not me.
Allison said that. Allison said
Fine, yeah.
that. Mean.
I would never say that. Never.
Thank you, Allison, for saying that.
There we go. We got it fixed.
You just have to be coherent, Matt, and that's it. Like,
If you don't pass out during this round, you win. So that no, Matt still got to get 6 points. So that means he has to get 2s across the board. So far he's been killing it. He's looking real thirsty right now, like a Jersey Shore dude in the club. So
Biting that lower
already
lip,
getting
look
a
at
2
that
from
guy.
me, minimum. That's maximum right
Single?
there.
palms are sweaty.
I'm actually nervous. I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
Go ahead and give Carter another point for that one, man.
How did I get booed for my Eminem reference last week? Fuck you guys.
Oh, man. I love this. I love just being able to shout out numbers and they're like, oh, we got to be on top of it.
Hey.
All right, so Matt, it's your turn. Last.
Okay, I'm an Iowan, so I'm a meat and potatoes guy. But I got a habanero. This is an actual habanero. I have the receipt right here.
Ah.
I paid. You can't
Just
see it. I paid.
that is white
You-
as fuck.
wait, Matt.
You brought a receipt.
Matt, did you
Matt
go,
brought a receipt.
Did you go to the grocery store and buy just a habanero? Like
I
that's the
walked
most
in.
psychopathic.
I walked in. I bought a singular habanero, and I walked out, and like that's gonna cost you 15 cents. And I was like, "Really, you're gonna charge me for this?" No, I would never do that. I paid like a good person and said nothing.
Oh, man.
I'm like so.
Matt
afraid.
was like,
I'm,
build the wall. They're charging.
They're charging me for this dime ass pepper here.
I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna go for it.
Oh shit.
Oh god.
Yes.
There we
I
go.
love it. He's already in the lead and he's still doing
There
it.
he
Oh, fuck
goes.
yeah.
You
Oh,
won
man.
just from that one. Matt, chew
Oh
it
God,
fast.
this is so bad.
Matt is Iowa white, so he's not prepared for that at all. That's
Okay. So I've never.
no. We want to talk a little bit, Matt. Let that linger.
So I'm a notorious loser. I lose everything I've ever done. The last thing I ever won was a costume contest I did when I was younger using this costume. It was a GIF.
Matt, what is that? I can't see you in that. Can you pull it up closer?
It's this. It's this.
What is
Anyway,
it?
so I'm gonna do a dance. Hopefully you can hear the music. Wish me luck.
What are these pictures Matt just has of himself as a child? Like
There's nothing else we can learn that white people be notebooking.
oh my god.
What?
Oh, he has
it.
the outfit. He has the outfit.
Is he doing peanut butter jelly time? Is that the song that he's dancing to?
I'm giving him a low score for that.
Oh man, you're going on my Instagram story right now.
Allison, please tag me in that so I can share that too.
Oh my goodness.
When being white just isn't good enough.
My mouth is like salivating streams. I had more coordinated. I couldn't.
That was awful, Matt. That was awful.
That was terrible. Was that the whitest thing you've ever said?
No, that drink right there was.
What was that?
Milk, baby, fresh from the cow. I got it outside this morning.
Oh my gosh. I was hoping it was
That's the
milk.
whitest thing I've ever heard.
I believe it.
Thank you.
I believe that. Christ.
I'm glad we were able to witness our first seizure on the show only 2 episodes in. Entirely controlled by the person who got it. Self-induced.
So bad. Why is that a thing?
That was That was awful, Matt. I'm not gonna lie. Hey,
That
vote,
was terrible. One's all.
vote in the comments. Make sure the people that are watching on Facebook vote in the comments.
How many points is a habanero worth?
10, I think.
It's worth 10, but I think that's wrong because we changed our voting scale.
Thank you.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, now at this point you can eat a habanero and do nothing for the rest of the rounds. So we'll say the habanero is worth it's got at least 5, right?
5.
Gotta be
Yeah, it's
5.
got to be
Yeah,
5
gotta be
still.
5. So 5 for the habanero. Matt, though, geez, you didn't do anything else. You didn't bring anything to the table. You were like
Peanut butter, and that counts for something.
No,
Is that your
it
other
doesn't.
sponsor, Matt?
he got it at Big K from his sponsor.
Taiwan.
Taiwan.
That is sponsored by Taiwan.
Also, Big K in disguise.
Still chugging milk, working on that jerky bod.
The jerky bod.
Oh, man.
Jack Link
That was
CEO
the
bod.
meanest thing I've ever heard on this show.
Really? I'm pretty sure you've been calling Andrew like a drug addict the whole time.
Andrew, are you still
does have it.
there? All right. Okay. So Matt, come on, man. That
Still
was.
there.
I'll be right back. I'm sorry. I get a more to drink. I'm dying over here.
Andrew's just sitting there enjoying his low cholesterol while Matt chugs milk. So
Matt, that was awful. That was awful. I feel like you should have ran a test run, something, man. That was.
I didn't.
that's one
That
of those
was-
people from Iowa taste something with too much black pepper in it and say it's spicy. So
Like, wait, there were blacks in there? Get it out. That was Matt, man. It's felt like, come on, man. Come on, bro.
Be the
I don't
one.
even-
One.
I don't have words for that, Matt. That was such a disgrace.
Matt doesn't have
rhythm.
words either.
Right.
Matt couldn't get through that. People are voting for you. It was unpasteurized milk that you drank. I know that for a fact.
He got it straight from the udder. That's not safe.
I was gonna give you a negative point for that, Matt. You were coming in strong the whole time, Matt. What were you thinking that you were just gonna lay on that habanero and just win it? Because that was
I don't know what I thought was gonna happen. I had more to the dance. The second the habanero hit, I was like, I've got nothing for this dance now.
Yep, that's what happens. You're like, fuck it, I can fuck the shit out of you, and then you felt that nut coming, and you're like, all right, this is me. I'm tapping out. This is.
I got cocky, man.
I thought I had
Again,
6 strokes.
you
I got
can-
3 strokes. That's all I got for you, baby. You got what you get.
Again, you can follow Ken on Pornhub. He's got the most popular channel. Three
Yeah,
pumps guy. That's what he's known for.
Yeah. That was a sad display.
I'm
Everybody
actually sweating right now. Like
Matt, you restarted the Great Depression with that right there.
my tongue just like it feels red. Like I'm
Eat some cucumbers. Come on.
I cannot handle spice. I don't know what the hell I should have settled for. I don't know why.
Should have done a habanero. You shouldn't have done a habanero. You should have done a jalapeno. Jalapeno.
Iowa.
He would have had the same reaction
I
to a
don't think-
jalapeno,
yeah.
though. So.
Dude, I'm gonna do it.
That was a bad choice, Matt.
I'm afraid to like touch my eye because like I've been
Do
scratching my
not touch
thumb.
your
Yeah,
eye.
Don't touch your eye.
Don't touch your eye.
Don't touch your eye.
I'm going
That's
to.
Don't
right.
touch your penis either.
Oh, I could use
Freak
that now.
on there
Your
that
cousin
just said
after
that.
this.
That is. I said, don't touch your penis, huh?
Can we end this stream so I can go?
Maybe touch it.
So I can go find a cow real quick.
Yeah, no more milk in the cows tonight, dude. They don't deserve that.
Oh no, you're right. I'm gonna find a new source of dairy.
All right, we're gonna have to vote.
All right, we got to vote.
Okay.
Matt, you didn't really do anything for your act, but I'll give you a 2 because I still laughed. That was some solid. Oh man, Ken's
Matt.
going Simon Cowell on
Fill
you.
it in.
That's fair.
Fill it in, Matt. That's a 1.
That's fair, man. That's fair. That's fair. There's not a lot to that dance. That is totally fair.
So I felt something else coming on. I thought you were gonna twerk. I was feeling it all.
Well, the thing
Thought
is,
he was gonna twerk.
All right, Cardi, maybe you're right. Maybe
Ken,
you're
you need
right.
to define that. He's in Iowa. He doesn't know what that is.
that term hasn't hit us yet. Okay. Well, I can't fit in the costume, so I had to put it on suspender wise. But if I could fit into it, there's more I would have done. But I'm no longer great.
Oh goodness. All right. So with audience votes, looks like we have a final score.
Thank you, audience.
You're lucky they liked you, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm blessed.
Hashtag blessed. Someone is still crying at your habanero experience.
I hope you're fine for my sake.
Everyone shed a tear for Matt tonight.
I honestly, I just didn't think it'd be that bad. I don't know what I was thinking.
The trail of tears. That he left.
Ken said that, not me. Oh man. All right. Well, just a reminder, you can donate to the show. All donations are going to go to the comedians at MITBP on Venmo or $MITBP on Cash App. We'd love if you could throw a couple bucks our way. We've had a lot of fun on this. So drum roll, I guess. We have our final scores in. I only have one hand because I'm holding my dick-looking mic. And we have Matt in first place, Carter in second, and Andrew in third. Damn, guys. What a show.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
So
Nice.
that means for our final round, every fourth show is a finale round because we have 3 performers. So last week we had our first winner, which Ken, what was his name? Sorry.
Luke Severide.
Luke
won our first
Severide
round.
from Seattle. And then we got Matt this week from
you have
the
to come back
Chicago
to do this
area,
again?
although he's from Iowa mostly. And those 2 will be on our final round, I guess, in 2 weeks.
Yes, and there are also 2 comics that I picked. I want to put that out there.
Oh, shit. This is turning into that. Oh, no.
Team
All
Ken,
right.
Ken.
If you're a funny comedian, only DM me to be on this show, but only if you're funny. Oh, goodness. Yeah, so we do the show every Thursday at 8:00 Central Time, right here where you're watching it. So if you liked it, tell your friends and come on back next week. We really love having you guys watch.
Yes.
Woo!
Make sure you vote every single time and tell your friends about it. And jerk off to the story that Andrew told us.
And remember, every
Please
dollar you donate goes towards helping Matt get some biceps.
I'm putting in work right now. Do not disrespect me.
Matt, we're not talking forearm exercises, okay?
I gotta help.
Matt is built like a 5th grader. Please help him.
As a 5th grader, are you stronger than a 5th grader?
That's why
Answer
John
is no,
Jackson,
Matt. The
that's
answer
why
is
John
no,
Jackson Leaks
Matt.
really liked him. Built like a 5th grader.
Oh man. Oh Jesus. Boy Scouts are still looking for you, Matt.
Beat me up. Most of them could beat me
Always
up.
prepared. Oh man. This has been Triple Threat, guys. Yeah, tune in tomorrow. Money in the Bank Productions does In the Meantime on Fridays
Yes.
on the same page. Carter's your host for that, who happens to be on tonight. Carter, you want to throw anything out there for that?
Guys, it's gonna be amazing. You know, I mean, this show's cool, but that show is like, you know, show is good. That's the trick. That's our secret. People are like, hey Carter, like how do you have like such a successful show on the internet? And I'm like, oh well, I just decided I wanted it to be good. You know, like, and you know, like for this show, you know, you gotta like, you know, add a white girl to make the black host non-threatening. But you know, with that one,
It's a secret cheat code. People don't know about it.
yeah.
This is just Carter plugging his own inner white woman right now. He's Carter is if you combine me and Ken. That's what happens.
He did that earlier with his second act.
And it did cost me the votes. This show is really about politics. That's the difference between this show and my show. My show, it's just about the talent. the show, it's all about like the politics. You got to play the game, you know. It's a lot of that shit. But you guys are great hosts. If like this was 1999, you would be the host of TRL for sure.
We're really glad that we could pay you
Host
an
like
exposure.
the MTV Movie Awards. Like,
We're really glad we could pay you an exposure tonight to send some fans to your show tomorrow, Carter. Glad to share a network with you where you're the #2 show.
Yeah, please help him out because we do 3 times his numbers. So like, if 2 of you guys could please.
Oh my goodness, guys! We'll let Carter plug his show. Do either Andrew or Matt? Do you guys have anything you want to throw out other than follow you on Instagram?
Yo, follow me on Instagram and hit me up
TikTok.
on TikTok, please. At Matt Bandler. I'm close to 10,000 followers. I've never done media. Please make this happen.
How you feeling, Matt?
I'm
Doing
better,
okay?
better now. It still hurts. Like, I'm mad that I'm not doing the pepper again. So
yeah, don't do it.
I don't know how big Kmart.
I mean, salt is spicy for white people, so shit.
Doing this. I hope they don't cancel me for that stunt. I hate to have to get a new corporate sponsor next time.
Follow me on Instagram, a horny man or a horniman.
Is that really your Instagram?
What? Instagram? Well, it's my last name's Horniman, but it's Hornyman with an E instead of a Y. So it's AHORNEMAN.
Jealous.
Looking up
Yeah, I know. It's a good name.
I gotta post more. It's just I'm just gonna play bad covers of songs nobody's heard of. I think I found my niche.
If you guys want to help him clean his apartment, you can join on and pay him some money. That'll be great.
Oh no, Carter, you're about to start screen sharing. Don't.
No.
Oh God.
Why?
Oh God. This is bursting into flames. This is what Carter's show is like. So. Oh my goodness! There we go.
This has been Triple Threat. It's been a fucking blast having you on. Thanks for winning, Matt. And join back in on Thursday at 8 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Fucking stay safe. Thank you. God bless. Good night.
Thanks.
Triple threat. Triple threat.